The first game, quick look at these picks, man, here. Nunu has been a big part of it. There's so many to go after, though, right now, and especially in this matchup here, a lot of importance should be placed on Tristana because it's Vasili's favorite champion. It is also Curse's favorite strategy. The duo AD with Tristana mid is where they found so much of their success. Even if you don't even take into account the record Trist has and currently in North American playoffs, if you just look at these two teams, it's very crucial for both of them. And if she's not on the ban list yet, neither is a mid lane ban. So, okay, well, there she is. But the mid lane left wide open for these guys. Yasuo, huge for both of them as well.
Absolutely, but the Ryze comes in as well, and we've seen Ryze sometimes being chosen as a sort of mild counter pick in the matchup. It is interesting that Curse did flinch first on the Trist ban. What I also like is LMQ just carbon copied Cloud9's bans. They're like, worked against them, dropped the same 3 in, no big deal.
And I like the first pick from them too. Not only is the Ryze a very strong top lane matchup right now, especially with so many top lane bans going down, but it also, as you said, protects you against the Yasuo, makes Curse second guess themselves in that matchup. Now that matchup, you can still come out of that matchup and actually play into it and not come out with too much of a deficit, but it does put a lot of extra strain on that mid lane.
What do you think the odds are LMQ does the exact same pick and ban as game 1 and just goes Lee Sin Yasuo right now?
As of right now, decent, but the hover over would definitely say something different. Vasili's second favorite has been Lucian for a very long time. He was one who really popularized the champion in North America. All of the top LCS AD carries saying that they learned a lot from his Lucian play specifically.
Yeah, and honestly, he is an incredible player. This is interesting, though, as you think about the picks and bans. There's actually no reason for No Name to pick Lee Sin early on because Dominic doesn't play the champion, yet he does it anyway.
So there's also no reason for them to take Lucian that early, except that Boy sort of hinted at he had been playing Corki mid as well. Again, we have to caution everyone against it just because it is a possible strategy for them, but Cop is definitely well equipped to take that champion as well, so still could be a flexible Corki pick for them. Cursive really put a very high priority on this Lulu, though. Again, first picking the Lulu, they did it a lot yesterday in their series, and people were trying to wrap their heads around the pick bans that Curse were going for yesterday, but they go right back to it.
And the thing is, it is one of Ackerman's most played top laners as well, that we'd already locked in Ryze for himself. But the Brahm's going to come through, fighting up against Nami down in the bottom lane. Elise does come in for Dominate.
And I think we really have to be expecting a Yasuo pick here from Xiao. They've got the Lee Sin all ready to combo with it. No Name and Xiao have loved this combo. As soon as they hit level 6, Lee Sin, Dragon Kick available, they go for one of those combos and try and just force an early skirmish. Lee Sin and Yasuo both are good in those mid lane skirmishes early on. We'll see if they try and do that once again. Definitely plays into their forward fighting style.
Oh no, they're looking at maybe Twisted Fate for themselves. Now typically when we see TF get picked up here for Xiao, it's actually 5th pick red side to guarantee his lane matchups okay. But as the 3 seconds tick on down.
The thing is, if you pick TF2, then that definitely opens that door for the Boy Yasuo. Because that's a mid lane. TF is very, very fragile. Super hard to move him around to any lane besides the mid lane. Especially since you want him in mid lane to be able to teleport to both sides. So it's committing to that mid lane and sort of taking away the flexibility of Ryze. Curse doing a good job holding on to their mid pick for last. So they can have pretty much any counter to TF they want. There's a lot of things you can run into this TF. A lot of them have to do with people, assassins that can just straight up kill TF, keep that kill pressure on him, and you bring in a bunch of jungle pressure as well. You go to the source of that global, try and take it out before he's effective. That being said, Ackerman on Ryze also will probably stick to this teleport and be running that.
We'll have to see how much the team can then help Xiao get out of the laning phase. And there's the hover on Yasuo, and Voyboy's going to play it here.
Very, very
mid lane.
Expected lock in there from Voyboy. Not only has it been great for Xiao and he got a penta on the champion, but Voyboy was very, very quick to pick that up as soon as Yasuo came to power. That being said, the last 2 picks from LMQ do give them a lot of mid-game pick potential. Twitch, if they do a lane swap and get him up to that Blade of the Ruin King very quickly, then as soon as he gets that, he'll be assisted by a TF. And one of the things that you can sometimes do against Twitch is if you have Braum in the area, you can sort of stand there and try and fight him if he opens up on you. But if there's a TF also on that team, it's so hard for anyone to do anything except completely run away from any Twitch ambushes.
So LMQ, a lot of playmaking available to them and a lot of fear, I think, struck into the hearts of Curse, but it's Voiboy's Yasuo could be plenty strong. Now, guys online, let's see who you think is going to be winning and competing on the world stage after the best of 5. Right now on LOLesports.com, 58% of you say it is going to be LMQ winning this series.
But keep casting those votes over on Twitter. Send in the hashtag either hashtag LMQ win or CRS win to LOL Esports, and we will continue to check in and see how the fan vote shifts during this series. They've definitely been prone to shifting.
Yeah.
Especially after the first game. It's been very telling.
Yeah, honestly, the votes have been shifting more than Dignitas's mid laner. But overall, though, I got to say the pack strat here has been very vocal. This is the first time you've attacked me for a bad pun.
I made sure to throw it in front of your face, though. I wouldn't actually hit your beautiful face.
That's good. I mean, you'd never miss a shot as Kobe anyway. So you just keep teeing him up.
Let's get into this game here because Curse, they've gotten one of their favorite combos. You know, talking about the last 2 picks there, Braum and Yasuo locked in for them. That's a great AoE knock that they can use. They also have the Lulu, so there are plenty of tools that they can use to assist Voiboy on this Yasuo and, you know, give him the confidence to be on the front lines where he likes to be.
Absolutely, and it's just going to be about who he can reach with that as well. I know in the last series we saw Hai be really patient with his ultimates. He wouldn't try to go on anyone but the AD carry or mid laner. And I do have to wonder how much damage Void can do if he goes out on someone like Ackerman.
Sounds like Curse do have the local crowd supporting them. Pretty standard lane opening here so far. Looks like standard lanes, standard ward placements here. Everybody holding on to their trinket wards. Till the 1 minute mark or so.
And again, yeah, these are smart trinkets that spot late invade routes. So both teams can guarantee nothing really fishy happens.
Yeah, with the importance of the first game here, nobody really want to try anything too risky yet.
I would.
That's why you're on the desk. What? That wasn't even like a dig or anything.
No,
He's been on.
That's true. That was completely valid.
Let's see here. Ackerman hovering down bottom, though, so maybe they will pull off this swap, try and get that Twitch up to his Blade of the Ruined King as early as possible, as we thought we might be looking for those early picks. They try and get to that mid-game as quickly as possible, you know, get Vasily strong enough so that he has the threat that they can actually go for those moves with Xiao Xiao.
And look at the confidence of LMQ to think that Curse isn't lane swapping. Vasily is walking into his lane by himself. And we're going to have a Twitch Lulu top lane.
Now,
full lane swap.
With that lane swap, we'll keep an eye on how well Moore is able to position himself. I always like to see the supports stay hidden as long as possible. Use the brush, use the Fog of War to try and not give away their position so you don't have to give up those early dragons. So many teams have really done a good job of pulling off lane swaps without giving away the early dragons.
Oh my gosh, look at that Voiboy.
That's why we were a little bit curious as to the last picks there. But Xiao Xiao has shown so many times how confident he is with TF and getting through the early phase. Ackerman gets circled around on.
And Lore's Rumble Exhaust is already on. Can they pick up a kill there? The auto attack, the Q is going to land on Ackerman. He might have to flash. The stun is on the Phosphorus Bomb. There's the flash in. Finally, Exhaust as well from Moore. He's still trading back. Out he goes.
Ooh, that travel time on Phosphorus Bomb. Big change there for Corki. I know he did get more damage for it, though. But Ackerman able to get out the Exhaust. And this is all due to Moore hiding in that brush, not giving away his position. So they thought it was going to be a straight 2 versus 1. But Ackerman trades his flash for the Exhaust. Moore had to use his as well. So pretty favorable trade for Curse, getting 2 summoners. Well, 3 summoners if you count that teleport for coming back.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's had to go back to lane before he could finish tier, which could actually really slow down Ackerman's growth in this game.
That's a very good point. They are sending some jungle pressure down there, though. See if No Name can even this one up. Dominate still clearing. Going with a bit of a hard clear here. He's already level 3 doing wolves as well. Maybe he ends up down there.
Right now, Nonum's going to be patient. Just clear away the double golems for now. Dominic's going to grab the white.
Okay, so still has the option of going mid as well. Voyboy did get a lot of good harass early onto Xiao. So Xiao starting with those boots and 4 potions, having to chug through them fairly early on. Pings do go down. They saw the ward here from Xiao. So that will dissuade Dominate, but X-Special's been able to get around it, and he knows it. Now, if you hug this corner, you can get past the bush ward. That's the only drawback to putting it right there. And since they saw him place it, they can work around that information, knowing exactly what Xiao's working with. Dominate, though, lagging a little bit behind. Oh, they're covering their backside before they go for this aggressive move. This is going to be hard press for Xiao. He has Ghost and Flash, though.
All right, the card's down. Knock up there for Voyboy. Ooh, the flash by Xiao. Knew it was coming. But still, good by Curse.
And the roam from X-Special not punished very hard. Looks like Moore will try and answer back, get some extra vision for Xiao now that he is 1 summoner down.
Boy, still trading. That takes a turret shot for his troubles, though. I think that was actually a bad trade for him.
Yeah, he almost was going to get off another Q.
In comes NoName. Gold card lands. Oh, blocked by the windfall. But here comes more. There's the knockup. There's first blood for LMQ.
The answer roam. They call in their support in jungle. Able to collapse all the way on Boy, but since he's pushed up to the turret, perfect timing there from LMQ, and they're able to answer, get that first blood, and relieve so much pressure onto Xiao. Get Twisted Fate to level 6 much quicker. That's going to help out the side lanes as well. Let's see how well they can roll with this momentum, though.
Xiao's going to have such a big lead now, though. He's easily going to get 6 first. He's now up in CS here as well. Voyboy had to back on just a Doran's Blade and Brawler's Gloves, so there's going to be a really big Twisted Fate in this game. I want to see what happens when the lanes finally settle out. First time we're seeing this top lane, Vasily actually doing amazingly against Quas.
Yeah, which doing very well here. Does get a lot of harass back. I do want to talk a little bit more about that mid lane interaction, though, because sometimes, you know, when you're the receiving end of the gank, your team comes to gank for you, it gives you a lot of confidence, and you press up and you play very aggressively. You have to change your playstyle as soon as your team leaves because you don't have that support. Sometimes you get this sense of false confidence where you just had so much extra pressure behind you, backing you up. You still have to be wary about those counterattacks. And LMQ preyed on that style very, very well, taking advantage of Voyboy once again, who has had a problem so far here at PAX with the early game. Let's see how he claws his way back, though. He's still 45 in CS. Not going to hurt him too much. Xiao is that level 6, though, trying to clear out vision on both sides of him so that he has the threat of the TF gank. Just by clearing out vision around mid lane, LMQ can get a lot of pressure and force the side lanes of Curse to play more passively. That's why LMQ are committing so much to clearing out all this vision around mid lane so they can use this mid lane TF that got the first blood, that got that level 6 very early, to extend that sphere of influence past mid lane and control the entire map.
And they're even preventing Curse from stopping that in the first place. You can see the pink ward on the left-hand side, the extra wards put down across the wall. They can watch Dominate running around. They can watch Voyboy running around. Yep, he's not going to have a successful gank either.
They knew that pink ward was there, so he wasn't going for a gank. He was going for clearing duties.
Yeah. You're going to see this bottom lane still holding up. 5-4 versus 6-3. Ackerman had a lot of solo XP here. More about to hit level 4 himself, though.
Yeah, Moore doing a lot of roaming, but LMQ are picking up on pretty much just what Cloud9 did against Curse. Everything with the top laner plus support bottom lane, taking an AD carry that you want to swap, like Trist or Vasily here on Twitch. Similar idea.
I think it's so smart, though, because Curse repeatedly are picking lane bully AD carries for Cobb. He plays a whole ton of basically Lucian and Corki over and over again. And you nullify that lead by giving him basically a lane that doesn't matter.
And Vasily definitely doing extremely well in the 1v1 matchup anyway, getting that solo experience, getting that extra income for his early Cutlass here already completed. Doing a great job against Quas up there.
And Twitch is supposed to lose, I think, literally every single dual lane matchup without a serious support mismatch, which is why we see so many Twitch lane swaps, and yet he's winning his 1v1. Like, this is not what's supposed to happen with these lineups.
His laning pressure did get hurt a lot. Let's see how his first gank goes out, though. He's got the Cutlass, as we said. Twisted Fate's in the area to back this up, too. Really, really good defensive play from Curse, backing off right there. That would have turned horribly. It would have been a guaranteed dragon because TF was ready to come down. They've got Ackerman already there. The entire team moving for the dragon. Curse don't give up kills, but they are going to give up this objective here. Quas has teleport.
They're not going to try, though. Nope. Good smite. That's going to now Quas comes in, and Voyboy's on the flank. They find Ackerman. He's one hit from dead. There's the wind wall. More taking damage as well. They can't quite find the kill, though. Curse trying to get something. Cop chases in. There's Rude Prison. There's the first kill for Curse. Now, can they find any more? The Silly running away. Now, I Will Dominate gets caught out, though. And double buffs go to Xiaowei. Xiaowei special gets caught up. And Exhaust might not be enough. A double kill for the TF. No Name trying to get away. That's not going to be it. Cop gets his second. And out they go.
Cop cleaning up here. He's got the red buff. Xiao Xiao has doubles, though, and a 2-level advantage. Forces another flash.
Wow. LMQ 2 for 2 plus a dragon and double buffs on a Xiaowei Xiao.
Xiaowei Xiao wants to take this first game. He's got 3 kills. Going to be able to snowball this TF very effectively. Double buffs to work with as well. Wasn't rewarded in the Penta game, but man, he's making a good case once again. All right, let's see. They do finish the dragon, and the teleport comes in a little bit late, but honestly, it was worth it for that beautiful position they got on Ackerman and a great cocoon. Dominate takes a huge chunk here, and this is where they split. They want to chase down Ackerman here, and the 2 carries, Voyboy and Cop, go to the top side. Everyone else on Curse was so low, and No Name and Xiaowei Xiao wait inside this bush, and they strike, get 2 kills back for LMQ. Good pickup here from Curse, though, as soon as they were surprised. The rest of the team notified their carries to come back, and they clean up 1 more, getting that all-important red buff for Cop, and the second kill for Cop, which allows him to go for this early Sheen here, on top of his mallet. Phage.
A little hammer. There's the ulti up on a Xiaowei Xiao. Cocoon misses, though. He's trying to run away. Windwall stops the gold card. 1 hit from dead, and picked up right there by Voyboy. Double buffs back on him. 3-3 the game. They were able to reap the rewards there of the 3 kills as well. So they get a little bit of money back. Immediately going to attack Xiaowei Xiao, trying to keep him down. His gate was available as well, so they take that threat off of the field for a little bit. Voyboy also now has taken control of those double buffs. We'll see how long they last in this game. Already changing hands 3 times. Theoretically, you can get them on every single champion in the game. If you balance them right.
If you keep on trading. And with the way this mid lane is going, it looks like there will be more action here. That fight over the vision around mid, crucial for both teams. As you can see, spending a lot of their resources there. Now, though, the top lane has shaken out. We will have standard lane matchups. Rise versus Lulu coming in on decently even footing. Rise with the makings of both his mana stacking items.
Yeah. And you're going to see him still do pretty nicely here. No Name as well did a great job of getting wards over in the jungle. Now, Dominate is bypassing him towards the double golems, but that means then Elise is around to counter gank. And No Name might have to be careful. He's going to go for this one. Puts the hop in, kicks into the wall. Here comes Twisted Fate, but here comes I Will Dominate. Cocoon hits Xiaowei Xiao. The turret does well. They're forced to run, but Glittleland puts him in turret range. That's the kill for Quas, and in comes Dominate for even more. He's got shield. He's got damage. LMQ forced to run away. Voyboy not quite in range.
Will they dive it? That is only what they have to.
Oh my gosh. He wants it. When Wall forces the flash, now Ackerman is very much going to die. Voyboy gets the second kill. And Curse turned that fight around beautifully.
What can they turn that into, though? They have control of top lane, but it's going to take so long for them to shove it in here. Quas goes up to shove. Voyboy half clears a pink ward and comes down for a blue support. No, they have the timing a little bit off on that blue respawn, so it's just a ward there. Pink ward still stands. They walk through a lot of pink wards here. They want to get the minions shoved before he goes to clear out all these pink wards. He didn't just walk by them all. Quas clears up the 1 top. Voyboy's going to clear this 1 mid. The sneaky one, though, there in that curved bush.
Yep.
Not very often checked. Definitely one of the value places to put one of those pink wards. High value. Because it's very much out of your way to check that as you go down. Everybody's really become accustomed to walking through the little pixel bush in the river that they don't often check the little curved one. Cannon minion does go down. Voyboy shoved it into the turret quickly enough. And since he's Yasuo, doesn't need a blue buff, Dominate able to take his while Xiao is being handed off his blue.
So we're back to a 300 gold game. After all the craziness 14 minutes in, we've equalized basically all the gold here.
Well, it was such a great counter gank there by Dominate in the right place, because this TF gank, the gate that they were putting so much pressure into stopping, it's going to go off at some point. And Xiao, LMQ, they use it top, but Curse actually turned that around. One of those judo moves, and they're able to take the aggressiveness of LMQ that we talked about in the pregame and turn it around against them.
You're really seeing the difference in styles there. If Cloud9 were playing this game, they would have probably not ganked almost at all. They'd maybe group for a dragon fight when they thought their lanes could do it. They would have let ward control allow a mid laner or a top laner to go for a 1v1. But this risky style occasionally does get countered.
Right, it's that classic matchup that we went over between Curse and LMQ. How come Curse usually come out ahead in this one? They use all of these moves that LMQ are going for, and they turn around the momentum. Right now, though, it's tied up.
Oh, the stun hits on a no-name, 1/3 health, forced to ward hop away, but now he's still on the run. Q hit from Braum, kicks him back. Ulti lands, and in comes Yasuo Voyboy. The third kill of the game. Here comes the tidal wave, though. Exhaust and Ackerman. The flank from Xiao. He does find Void Dominate. One hit from Dead goes down to Vasily. More flash over towards the Dragon. Ackerman now on the road with Exhaust on him, but the damage is not coming through in time. Finally, there we go. Curse finds some more. Xiao on the run after a shutdown. A lot of kills back and forth.
Woo! They are not afraid to fight either. This time it's Curse actually making the move to start this one off. Aggressiveness on their side. Catch out No Name, and the fight snowballs into everybody battling down in this red side. Once again, though, Xiao comes out with double buffs. He has Gate available. Where will he use it next? Curse have to constantly be worrying about this issue. Xiao definitely going to be a big threat.
And he's got to have enough money for his Zhonya's at this point as well, which is going to make life even harder for a pretty physical-heavy team on Team Curse. Now, that last battle was a 4 for 3 in Curse's favor, but Xiao got the 500 gold shutdown onto Voyboy. So they've been trading killing spree gold back and forth this game.
And it looks like he will be going with a very early arm guard here, right after the Morella Nomicon. Classic build against an AD Assassin to get skip the Athenes. But gonna go straight into that arm guard next. Dragon going down here. Everybody's here. Should be a party.
This is gonna be fun, especially with the slowdown. Cards come out, and that's gonna be Dominate securing the Dragon here for Curse. 1,200 gold lead now for these guys.
Such a good job of Curse to jump on the objective before LMQ can get there. Very, very quickly played. They didn't even clear out the ward. They have the pink ward down, so they knew the vision was there, but they burned down the Dragon. Get it just in time. No answer from LMQ because Xiao, though he had Gate available, without his Zhonya's actually completed, very, very, very risky for him to actually try that move and go in there. So he holds on to it. LMQ show a little bit of restraint.
Uncharacteristic.
And they don't give away the extra kills around Dragon. Good for them. Now it's completed though, so if that scenario repeats itself, Xiao will probably be first in there.
Absolutely. Sorkshu's on 2, which means he's going to do even more damage to someone like Quas or Top there. Likely to be his primary targets.
Another very important thing to watch in these team fights are the Exhaust cooldowns. Exhaust, such a ridiculously strong team fighting summoner spell here. And Curse have 2 of them. They have the Exhaust advantage here because Xiao on Twisted Fate goes double mobility summoners. Voyboy bringing an extra one. We'll see who they decide to shut down. Anytime you get someone teleporting in early, we saw when Ackerman's in the middle, immediate Exhaust comes down and they focus that target. People often forget about the reduction in resistances, armor and magic resist, that it does apply as well. Helps you focus someone down.
So now we got to see what the game plan is. Curse and LMQ both yet to kill a turret 18 minutes in. They fought 2 Dragon battles, 1 gone each way. And I feel like as soon as a game starts getting stretched out, TF has a much easier time of finding kills.
And
the
I think
is so short, it's harder.
Yeah, and I think that situation with all of the outer turrets still being up has been part of the reason we haven't seen the Vasily plus Xiao roam after the first failed attempt top.
Yeah.
They really haven't gone for another of those ambush and Twisted Fate Gate ganks. But he does have his Blade of the Ruined King finish. Whoa, good ward there by Xpecial. Going to see out the entire team.
They are contesting this blue buff right here. He'll come out for more.
They see Vasily down bottom here, so Curse should have the confidence to actually take this and collapse. 4 wards in that bush. They're also going to gain control of the blue.
No one gets the Q. Not going to be enough. Looks like blue went to Cop there. And Curse starting the jungle invades.
That's so impressive that Curse were still able to hand that off to Cop. I mean, Cop obviously is the person they want all of the blue buffs on. They want to feed as many to him as possible because they're running Yasuo, who is one of the worst, actually the worst champion at scaling with cooldown reduction.
Yep.
And Corki is one of the best AD carries to have that on, especially mid-game when he has this huge power spike of the Trinity Force and he almost is level 11 for that level 2 rockets.
Oh, man.
Blue buff plus level 2 rockets is a ridiculous amount of poke damage for Curse. He's got the spell penetration on the boots, so he's perfectly poised to take advantage of this as soon as he can hit that level 11.
Absolutely. It's going to be pretty fearsome. Vasily still trying to power up, has Ruin King and a Brutalizer, but we haven't seen him get to play Assassin very much just yet. And as the map does open up with Curse having 2 turret kills, I want to see if someone manages to overextend, but so far Curse have been very patient in playing around TF plus Twitch. They've not overextended almost at all, and if they have, it's been a bait for a counter gank.
And Curse actually not opting to go siege up on bottom. It is very low right now, and they do, like we said, have blue buff Corki very close to level 11. It would provide a lot of poke, very good siege from this team. Especially with Lulu and Elise. Okay, Xpecial is going to be protection here from Cop, but he's on the wrong side of the wall.
The flash gold card lands. Cop's going to go down right away. Look at that by LMQ.
Xpecial was lying in wait to help out Cop if something crazy happened. But LMQ, they've got this Twitch and TF combo. You can't even be 400 or 500 units away from your target that you want to try and help out. Xpecial sadly on the wrong side of that cliff, and LMQ come out with the big pick. They do burn the flash from Xiao though, offensively, and I think Ghost was burned at the exact same time. So yeah. Xiao burned everything on that. It was a key pick for them though, because they also got the turret right after. LMQ get their first influx of global gold from a turret killed.
And honestly, Cop lost his summoners too, so it's not like it's even that bad of a summoner spell trade. And suddenly, Cop's got to be so much more afraid. The sieges are more difficult. Voiboy's been on split push duty, which means that they're basically their best champion against TF because of the win wall is often not going to be around their team.
Well, we'll see. They've got 2 walls. As we just saw, though, if Xpecial's not in place as well,
that's true, that's true.
Then it's going to be hard for them. And the thing is, the TF gate also gives you complete vision, so it gives them the confidence to go for those aggressive plays. That's why I like TF on LMQ, because it does give them the extra confidence to go through with some of these calls that they're going for. And by the way, you mentioned that Cop burned his summoners. Quas also canceled his teleport, so that was another sort of half summoner they got out of it from the aggressive move from LMQ. Did pay off this time. Let's see about the Dragon, though.
Exactly, you're seeing the payoff of that teleport because Ackerman gets to stay top lane, probably killed this turret by the time Dragon is started. And Quas has to be with the team to even have a chance of getting this objective.
Exactly, but Curse have not shown that they will not hesitate to jump on this Dragon. They try and burn it down last time. They're going for it again. LMQ have to make their move quickly. Curse trying to leash it out to the backside so that Lee Sin can't get in there. Now they have a ward, though. Lee Sin has flash as well. No Name can go for this steal.
Here's the TV for Ackerman. Oh, the Q misses from No Name. Can he ward hop in? Nothing at the smite. Dominate gets that one.
Doesn't want to use his flash to get out.
Well, Ackerman already TP'd down. Cocoon's going to land. Voiboy on the flank. They kind of want this battle. There's the wind wall as well. More forces tidal wave across. Gets 3. Good damage coming across. No Name still on the flank, but can't land the spells. Xpecial is locked up, though. He will go down. Vasily claims the kill for this one. Top lane turret went down to minions in the meantime. All for a Dragon.
So Dragon for Curse, but they sacrifice Xpecial all to the middle of the LMQ squad. 2 turrets.
Wow.
They get mid as well. So big cleanup here for LMQ, even on gold after that mid battle. Let's see if they can press anything. Xpecial's coming up in 5 seconds, though. Extra vision inside blue side, maybe.
And the bot lane turret does to minions as well, though. So those two outers on the sides trade out. Ends up being mid turret plus a kill versus Dragon, basically.
Minions claiming the global gold for both of those. They will be coming down the lanes with gold chains now.
Do they all get the gold or just like that wave?
I think it's just one, and he spends it all on a gold chain and gold tooth. It's just the front guy.
Oh my gosh, no one gets caught in a brush out of nowhere. Boy flashes and looks for more, but a good defensive flash keeps the Nami safe. Curse already pulling out the tricks here.
Well, they're going towards Baron here, and they have double pink ward coverage of it. Triple pink ward coverage. They're going to force a really early fight here. Can they even bait in LMQ, though? They've got a gate.
They're trying. Yep, there's the Destiny. And it looks like they are not destined to base check, but Curse hit this one. Damage comes through in full vision.
Wall number one's been used. No wind wall for the fight.
Braum ulti comes across, dealing good damage. Looks like ulti did hit a couple of guys here, but not much is being gained so far. Now Ackerman taking a lot of damage. Special forced away at 100 health. Vasily claims the first 2 kills of the fight. The red card actually hits some spiderlings for some more money, but great fight for LMQ.
Ooh, and it's Curse who actually decided to force everything. Gate triggered them, and they kind of took it as a challenge, and they went to go immediately start the Baron to force LMQ through this sort of narrow corridor. But then they end up running through that deadly jungle corridor against the Twitch team with TF. So much lion damage there. They get obliterated. LMQ now pick up the Baron fight, and they're all low.
Cop's dealing plenty of damage there, and it forces LMQ away. The rain from Baron saying, yep, wouldn't be a Seattle without a bunch of rain in the Baron pit. And here is Curse holding themselves alive, still 300 gold up.
It's pretty early in the game to go for those Barons. He does a significant amount. Okay, so they rush in on Ackerman. That's why they sort of baited themselves into this corridor. But now they kite him back in. Whole bunch of line damage. Wildcard hits everybody. Ackerman on the outside, keeping them funneled in. And Vasily goes off on the team.
Yeah, they spent so much engage on a tanky Rise. Exactly the wrong target there. I'm not sure how much vision Curse had to know who else could have been knocked up by the flash Glacial Fissure, but Rise is not the right guy for that.
All right, 10 to 10, even on gold. This game balancing on a knife's edge. Let's see who will make the next move. Xiao Xiao's gate coming back up very, very soon. And as we said, he went for the early Zanya, so we may see some initiations from him. Vasily also, the map has been opened up for those Twitch ganks. But you really have to be cautious at this point in the game when playing against the Twitch about those ambushes. Wow, they really want control of that bush. Gonna take 10 hits for a Curse to be able to take it out.
And they run out of vision, so that's gonna stay for LMQ right here. Now Vasily has been getting all the kills recently.
That ward is just barely out of pink ward vision, I guess, for that pixel bush.
Wow, they missed that
Sweeper
one as well.
used too.
Here comes LMQ, tidal wave blocked by special wind wall, also down though, which means Twitch can deal plenty here.
They got to back off. No walls. The walls are crucial to their team fight.
Cobb's not in a great spot, has to flash away, but burns the ulti from Xiao Xiao.
Taking the wrong route there does cost him. Very important summoner spell for Cobb. But yeah, that's something that you do want to keep your eye on, the stacking of walls from Curse, because those are crucial to zoning out that Twitch. They can actually win fights in corridors if they're able to stack their walls up and block a lot of that damage from Twitch and Twisted Fate. But they really have to be on point, because if you miss one,
well, you've got to coordinate it.
Then you'll be obliterated.
One gets the tidal wave, one gets spray and pray. And they're not. They were both blocking the tidal wave. Vasily was going to be like, all right, well, this is free next time we fight here. And that coordination mishap is not a good thing for Curse here.
I mean, yeah, they have the tools to deal with all this long-range damage here from LMQ, but they have to be careful how they use them. As we said, they also have to be careful of the ambushes, so we'll probably see a lot more hand-holding and group movements from Curse running around this map, because they do not have a lot of extra vision to place down in their jungle. They have to spend so much of that money for vision around Baron.
And of course, LMQ still has the ability to say, you know what, just press R in case the words even lapse, making it so hard for Curse to properly black out the map.
Well, it looks like they're going to huddle up for this dragon once again. Position here for Cop is a little bit extreme on the bottom side. Ackerman
Yeah.
Threatening to zone him out, but Cobb takes the safe way around. Will run into that pink ward in their jungle as well.
And Destiny's back up, plus distortion boots are done for Ackerman as well as Xiao. They are so mobile.
The key here for Curse is the initiation. Who are they going to get in for the knockup for Voyboy? Wall number 1 blocked, 2 used though.
Again, they use double wall. Pick up though, Dominate gets the dragon. Now can he get away? Repels up in the air, LMQ waiting for him. Big damage, but it's going to be some nice knockups there. Can they find much? It's order to kill and Dominate. One traded back by Cop though. Out goes Special, 2 for 1 to LMQ, and they are still chasing Guas Rune Prison now as well. Xiao the ghost, the flash, and they find Guas, they find the damage. 3-1 LMQ for Dragon. And Vasili's not even done. Cop's gonna get slowed down. Vasili's not gonna chase though.
So there's a minion wave down bottom pushing for LMQ as well. They've got presence mid lane. They can get a lot of damage here onto a turret, but they swing for Baron. No vision left for Curse, and LMQ gonna make an early Baron call here. It looks like they've got complete control, and no one from Curse makes their way over.
But both junglers are dead.
Big
if Curse
pickup.
did check, they could steal.
They don't have anything to get over that wall, though. There's no rockets from Cop to come. Good call from LMQ. They see the threats from Curse back off.
Wow,
Safely
nicely done.
picked up Baron.
Well, great Dragon steal from I will dominate, but the team fight meant Baron.
So they got the Dragon, they got both walls used so that then they could poke down, dominate from a safe distance. Vasili, by the way, does not open up until the last second here. Immediately, Curse do a good job. They jump on him, they Yasuo ult him, and they exhaust him, but it's not enough because Ackerman and Xiao from the side constantly dealing out the AP damage, and they take apart Curse from that bottom side.
There's just so much persistent damage coming out, and again, Twitch being untouched and unwalled is just brutal for Curse.
Dominate there, getting chunked down early, also wasn't able to add a whole lot. Had to run and be on the defensive there. So missing out the cocoon, much needed for them as well. They're only down 2,000 gold though.
Yeah.
So they still can easily rally, go back to that defensive style, and try and prey on an LMQ tower dive. Because if you tower dive against Braum and Yasuo and they wall you off inside turret damage, then Curse can very easily turn around another one of these team fights. We'll see though, Baron buff on LMQ. How much confidence will it give them?
Even No Name has the buff there, so we respawned in time, so every member on that team wears it. It's worth a good, I forget if it's like 6,000 gold worth of stats. It's the right number, but bottom lane tier 2 now under fire. Curse, not everyone's here to defend though. I don't know how much they're going to get. Good wind wall is going to actually stop this entirely. 0 damage dealt to that turret.
Just keep track of the cooldown on that wind wall. He's got 10 more seconds. Should be ready for the next wave easily. Special still holding on to his as well. Ackerman makes the call to split here. Now, he has teleport, so if Curse go aggressive and they try and force it onto LMQ, then he can teleport in. But otherwise, he can just stay mid and keep that pressure up on the mid turret, force Curse to split their resources.
And look at this, Ackerman is going to put pressure down on this mid lane. Top lane does have somewhere to go as well, but
Quas has his teleport too.
Yeah. LMQ rather play it a little bit closer together here.
They know the dangers of tower diving this team.
Oh yeah.
And they're not overextending.
The damage is so easily blocked, and there's a lot of CC available. One bad move, Braum ulti or Lulu ulti.
This is a good call to switch though, because Twisted Fate can clear a wave much quicker than Ackerman, and he can also do a lot more damage to a turret if he gets left alone with it. So they switch Twisted Fate over to be the split pusher, who actually has a much quicker way to join the fight.
Yeah. He's also actually going to make headway finally.
Look at
so
Ackerman
hard.
threatening to flash over. That would be ridiculous.
Q comes across though, says, hey, there's a ward over there, kills it. But it's also so hard for Twitch to hit turrets. He has such poor escape mechanics.
Yeah, it's always the problem that we see. Anytime you open up from ambush around a turret, he's very vulnerable, especially to something like a Yasuo combo. And Corki has plenty of damage at this point he can dump out. Full AD stacked here for Cop along with the Trinity Force.
All right. That is finally a turret picked up. Thanks to their Baron buff and the Siege power, LMQ slowly growing this lead, now 3,500 gold ahead. And they're holding vision pretty nicely around this turret as well. They don't quite want to go for a dive or a flank, but they are trying to slowly chip this down. Good wind wall again. Vasili respecting the tornado.
Yep. You can see, actually, want to track the damage done to this turret because Moore is getting more auto attacks in than Vasily on that Nami, who is also vulnerable, by the way.
Yeah.
Nami's a target, but that would be a poor thing to use all of your initiation on if you're cursed. So they don't want to get baited by Moore, who's sitting out there hitting this turret, trying to draw some ultimates.
Uh-oh, they try though. Void takes some damage there. Xiao is poking from the wings. I like this position. Just throws the wild cards out and deals damage slowly over time. Finally, LMQ just tank it up. The turret goes down, and they actually forced Void's flash just by walking at him with Ackerman.
A lot gained here for LMQ. Very carefully played split right there to get 2 towers out of that Baron buff. Definitely going to do a lot for them because Curse, they have got some key items for themselves. You know, they've got that much needed magic resistance aura from Dominate. And as we said, a lot of flat AD being stacked there for Cop for that very powerful mid game. LMQ with a pretty strong lead here though, and adding Dragon on top of that would really push them over the edge.
They're really playing it smart. Now it's interesting, Dragon is coming up in 4 seconds. They didn't quite grab that top ward.
Yeah, well, the sweepers, they only reveal things that are invisible. So the pink wards actually, you have to walk in there to see it.
Cocoon comes out, they spot No Name. Looks like this is actually a battle that Curse might want. Bubble hits too. No Name forced back, knockup will not land. Here comes Tidal Wave. Only catches Boy. In comes No Name, kicks him across the team. That is a massive knockup, but in they go. No Name forced run away though. He takes a lot of pain as well. Moore still in the mix. Vasily exhausted up. Finally gets some damage down onto Special, who takes shields and survives. No Name falls 1 for 0. The ulti on towards Ackerman. Can they pick up the ride? Oh! Trades his life and the kill for Xiao as well. Looks like a 2 for 2 so far. Special though, trying to push back Xiao. Boy on the chase. Knockup does not quite land. Ulti's down anyway, flash in. Dominate gets a Cocoon. Vasily gonna lose all of his health bar. That's a kill for Dominate. 3-2 for Curse.
On the bottom side, Xiao is wrecking, and he's now having to run away from Special. Curse splitting up. They're gonna take the Dragon after this, but Boy's on the chase. He doesn't want Moore to get away.
Moore guessed wrong, but a good bubble. Can he land any more slows? No. There's the dash in for Void. 1 hit from Dead. There it is. Nicely done, Boy. 4-2 for Curse.
And Xiao still doing his part, forces them off the Dragon once again. Curse do not clean up the objective after the kill. They definitely did come out ahead in the fight though. Started off with a lot of damage being dumped down onto No Name. All right, so let's watch actually the pick here. So Cocoon lands, good vision inside the bush. They take him down to half before it even starts. Good call by Curse to immediately pull off Dragon and kite back the Nami wave. Dominate ends up getting clipped, and here's the wall onto Xiao. So Vasily, the initial shots from his Scram Spray do go through, but then he changes targets. Immediately gets exhausted after that, so they avoid a lot of that Scram Spray damage. Quas goes down to Ackerman on the side because Ackerman flashes over the wall, but here's the regroup. Special chases Xiao off himself, and Dominate goes for this beautiful flash Cocoon.
And all that was basically Xiao and Vasily being walled off by Special and Boy. Excellent play there. And they nullified the big damage dealers. Ackerman was actually stuck flanking the whole time. His TP was way behind the enemy team.
Yeah, even though Voidboy used his first wind wall to wall off Xiao, Vasily, since Dominate moved over to the wall, 2 of his shots were also blocked by it. And then Special dumped the exhaust onto him. So Curse played that one fairly well, even though Ackerman was able to still get in there, grab that extra kill on Quas. As you can see, Curse, they're slowly working their way back here. Nice sneaky Dragon to pick that up safely from them. That will further add to this decline in gold difference that you can see on the graph.
And they got it back down to 2,000 here. Now, oh no, Quas, he's gonna get the knockup onto Xiao. Xiao, he's 1 hit from Dead. Ghost versus Whimsy, shield comes on. Red card Lichbane is enough. Xiao gets the solo kill.
For the extra damage there. Confident play from Xiao, rewarded. And man, they don't even have any vision on that side, just using the gate vision to confidently go for that single kill. Voidboy gets caught out now though.
Prison overload hits as well. LMQ still forcing him away. It is a 5v4 for 30 seconds. Out goes Curse. Now LMQ do have decent vision over there. They want to fight Vasily. Caught out and down he goes to Cop. Ackerman forced to run. There's the ultimate from Special. They get Xiao with it. He is still slowed. He is exhausted. The Q lands for Special as well. Gold card on a Void. That might force Curse to stop chasing, but they want to keep going. Wind Wall used as well. No more damage taken. Word control back to Special. Got to be careful. He overextends, goes down to No Name.
A couple of overextensions here. Vasily, I don't know if that was hubris or he did not think that everyone was in that bush. Very dangerous for him to open up against this team, as we said, with Yasuo. Can easily jump right on him. But Special gives one back, and now they can jump on Dominate. Gate back up.
Wow, out goes Dominic. Quas wants to help. Xiao pops the Zonians, but here comes Cop. He's going to trade his life for that one, and Curse want to keep fighting. Can they get No Name? He's losing all of his health bars, and yes, they can. A double kill for Cop. Curse back in this.
But exactly, the champion that LMQ just killed was the jungler. No jungler for Curse. They can't get anything because, whoa, they're gonna do it, what the? All right, they're gonna 3-man Baron, never mind.
Well, No Name's dead anyway, so it's just up to the damage output. Ackerman wants to stop them here, and honestly more, losing so much health.
They got him!
Another one, they get the knock, but Ackerman's gonna go down too, and suddenly Curse are in complete control.
The 3-man Baron pays off huge, 2 more kills, and they're gonna burn it down. Curse to make the revival here. Skirmishes inside the red buff.
And there it is. There's Curse's first Baron. And they're up 2 kills for the first time in a while, up 700 gold.
They're also up in the gold lead here. This is the aggressive plays of LMQ. Curse turn it around on them once again. Dominate coming in. Oh, actually, Dominate was not there. It was the teleport from Quas. They 3-man turn it around. This is the strongest point for Cop on Corki. Double buffs. 3 items completed for him, and they scare him off. Then they go for the Baron, of course. This play by them, actually, great job bringing in LMQ. And Void goes back to Baron to charge up his stun here. As soon as he got the knock-up proc, turns around, uses it on Ackerman to catch him and take the extra kill.
Ackerman flashed after the tornado hit him. You could have actually dodged CC and bought more time, but didn't expect to get hit by that skill shot.
Always got to flash in a crooked trajectory. Straight lines against skill shots. Not the best.
Oh, No Name gets stunned up, but he's fairly safe. Dominate claims the big Wraith. And a couple of ward kills, so Curse now in control. Now, when LMQ had Baron, they got 2 turrets for it. And they grew a gold lead to about 5,000. Now, Curse are on a 700 gold lead. What can they get from Baron?
Well, they're going to siege up bottom here. As we said, Corki does provide a lot of poke in these. You also have to watch out for the cocoons and the glitter lances here from the back line of Curse. They have a lot of long-range damage. 1 wind wall does get them a good chunk of damage onto that turret.
I'm surprised there's actually no big boards at all watching the flanks from Curse. Not that a Twitch flank would be necessarily that strong, but
yeah,
just the risk of it.
That would be terrible, actually, if Vasily decided to go for that, because 2 walls on the team, if he gets caught on the wrong side, definitely going to be bad news for LMQ. He comes in, though, in the back. As you can see, Vasily is constantly waiting off in the wings, out of vision range of Curse, so it's always 4 people that Curse are looking at, and they're never quite sure where the Twitch's position is, which is the main advantage that you want to take when you are Twitch. Low mobility, but he does have the surprise advantage.
And they take away the red buff plus 1 turret so far, and Curse going to keep moving forward. Still a minute and a half on the Baron here. And that means they can actually take Dragon during the Baron buff's lifetime as well. Mid tier 2 taking a whole bunch of damage. You can see how much less fearful is Curse's. They just kind of walk up and say, yeah, we'll win while you're damaged, no big deal. So much easier for Curse to siege with this comp.
Yeah, Yasuo is great in defensive and offensive sieges. Able to zone out most of the threat from LMQ. Really the only dangerous thing they have to worry about is Rune Prison, which can get over it, and that would put Ackerman in a dangerous spot, so he's not going for those. Curse already with 2 turrets off of this Baron buff, looking to make it 3.
And all 3 tier 1s and tier 2s are going to be going down there. Curse hold a turret lead once again in this game, and they grew that gold lead quite nicely, now up more than 3,000 here. Maybe the inhibitor's under fire. 30 seconds left in the Baron buff, 1 wave left basically.
Guardian Angel on Void. Let's see how deep he goes with this. It provides so much extra power for your team for that single team fight before it gets burned. And that might be all that Curse needs. This game has been so close, so back and forth with so many skirmishes. If they can take one big team fight off of this Guardian Angel, if LMQ decide to extend too deep and test this Dragon, then Curse can actually run it in. We are getting towards those very long death timers.
Yeah,
LMQ not checking
4 minutes and a good Queen Dragon. Notice they all walked. They're all on the same screen at the same time, realizing how scary TF and Twitch could be.
As you say that, though, spread out.
They split up. This is a little bit of a risk. And they group back up. TF going to be over on towards Quas. Good damage comes across, as does a Cocoon. And the battle's going to begin. Xiao kites back to the side, and they get the kill on the no-name. Moore taking damage as well. He does actually stay alive, though. Dominant now off on the side. Vasily tries, but can't do it. A whole bunch of kills come in for Koff, and Curse keep winning fights.
Ooh, another deep move for LMQ, and Curse were just close enough together to be able to regroup. They're still chasing Xiao, I think, down here. No, it's Ackerman in the bush. He's running for the hills.
Xiao got out. Ackerman definitely not going to. Koff is still pushing mid at the same time. They will definitely take this rise down, and now Curse can keep the push going. Only one man alive is Dominate and Koff go for the base.
Inhibitor turret will go down here. Dominate extremely low, though. Does have to worry about another wild card.
Oh, Koff goes in. Xiao has the Zonias.
Immediately
the perfect QSS, and there's the kill for Quas. 15 seconds of free time in the base.
Looks like that's going to be at least an inhibitor. They're going to end this game, Freak. Next surge in their eyes.
There's no minions for themselves, though. It's just Quas trying to tank it. We've got Nami up right now. Lee Sin comes up in 3. They will get 1 turret so far. Here comes the wave. Moore tries to defend. Can they do it with no name? But the rest of Curse have shown up. That's turret number 2. That's the Nexus in the best of 5 for Worlds. Curse wins game 1.
Huge boost there for Curse to start this series off with a win, turning around their momentum from the last crushing losses at the hands of Cloud9. This is going to be a huge boost to them. And LMQ, they're no strangers to long best of 5s, though.
True.
So one defeat for them is not going to get them down. As we said, it fired them up. We saw